Hello students, welcome to the business studies class. Here we are with the chapter number 2, forms of business organization. Now today's topic is partnership. So you must know the meaning of partnership as per the Partnership Act 1932. You must remember the Partnership Act 1932 because sometime in exams that act can also be asked. So it defines that it is the relation between two or more than two partners. So here we can know that the minimum number of the partner is two. So minimum two partners are required to form a partnership, and it is the relation between them who are going to share. So there is a sharing word. It means they share profit and losses of the business which is carried by all or one of them acting for all. All the partners can carry out all the activities of the business, or one of them can also enter into the contract, and any act conducted by him can bind the other partners also. So this is the definition of the partnership that defines almost all the features also, because it is defining the numbers, it is defining the relation, it is defining the business that must have a earning profit also, and it is also defining the relationship, or the last line that has been mentioned here, carried by business, carried by all. So that is a mutual agency relationship. Now coming to the next topic, that is the features of the partnership. Now here first feature has been mentioned here, formation. So it comes into an existence by a legal agreement. They must have a legal contract. The partners must have a legal contract among them, in which some of the entries, like some of the terms and conditions can be mentioned about their relation, about their profit sharing ratio, so, and about their business also. Now second is liability. They all are having the unlimited liability, as in the sole proprietorship also. Limited word means when it is limited up to a certain. Now where the unlimited word has been mentioned here, it means the liability is unlimited. In according to that concept, the personal assets can also be utilized. The personal assets of the partners can also be utilized to repay the debts of the business. Third point is given here, students, risk bearing. As all partners share the profits, so risk can also be shared by all. So this is a actually benefit of the partnership if we compare it with the sole proprietorship, because there was a single person who is who is bearing all the risk, but here risk has been also divided among the different number of people. Now decision making, all the partners are involved and they are having overall control over the business activities. Now next is continuity. Now next topic is continuity. Firms existence generally affected by the death. If any of the person, any of the partner died, he became lunacy, means became unsound mind, madness, and if he became insolvent. So these are the conditions when the firm dissolve. So this is a drawback of the partnership firm, that it is affected by these things, students. Same in the in the sole proprietorship also we are having the demerit, that is also affected by the life of the owner. So here in the partnership also there is a demerit or limitation. Next is number of partners. Previously the number was minimum 2 members and maximum 50 members were there in the partnership firm, but now it has been extended to the 100 members. So remember this, we are having a 100 members in some of the cases. As per the rule 10, in some of the cases the maximum number has been prescribed by the government is 50, but it is only in few cases. Now seventh point, that is mutual agency, that I already mentioned in the definition. Mutual agency relationship, it means one partner can also act for the others. One partner can also act for the others, and he can bound with his act to the others. Here it has been clearly mentioned that every partner is the owner as well as the agent. So this relationship is known as the mutual agency. He is the agent as well as agent to the other partner. The act of one partner are binding on the other partners. He can bound the other partners with his act. So each partner is entitled to take part in the management, and contract signed by any one partner is binding on the other. So this mutual agency relationship is quite important, and most of the time it can also be asked in the exams. Now, what are the merit, students? As post merit is easy formation, such type of lengthy procedure is not there. Like in the company, we are having a long procedure. So here we are having a relief because there we need only an agreement. So with the agreement, we can start a business or a firm can be start. Balanced decision making, when we are having more than one person, so there would be, after consulting each other, we can have the decision, a good decision. When they said that the decisions are likely to be more balanced when we are consulting with the each other. So in sole proprietorship, that was a drawback because we cannot consult, single person was there, but here we are having more than 2 person. So the decisions can be good at once. Now more funds, as in sole proprietorship, single person was there. Now we are having a more than 2 persons. So definitely the resources of funds can also be increased. Now sharing of risk, again, the risk can also be shared by all the partners. As in the sole proprietorship, we know, students, when the one person is there, he has to bear all the losses. But here again, losses can be borne by the different number of the partners. So the risk can be less than the. Now moving to the next topic, that is secrecy. This is the last merit of the partnership, secrecy, students. As partnership is not legally required, like in companies are supposed to submit their accounts anytime, anywhere. You can check their accounts, but partnership does not require such kind of submission of their accounts. So they don't submit. So it's a benefit for the partnership, because in this way the secrecy can be maintained, because the people will not be aware about the profits and losses of the firm. Now moving to the next topic, that is the limitations. First is unlimited, as this word is coming so many times, students, so you must be aware. Unlimited liability, the personal assets can be also utilized to make the payments if the business assets are not sufficient. Then limited resources, here in the merits we are saying more resources, but in the limitations, if we compare it with the company, so there are some limited resources than the company, students. So because the partners have been limited here, the number of partner is limited here. So when the partnership firm want to expand itself beyond a certain size, so that time what it will be face problem regarding the size. Now possibility of conflicts, when we are having more than 2 person. In sole proprietorship there was no other person, but here because the number of member is more than 2, so sometime there may be difference in the opinion, because they are coming from the different background, different families, so there are chances of the conflicts. Lack of continuity, as I told you, it affected with the death, insolvency or incapacity of any of the partner. So anytime when any of this condition comes, the firm can be dissolved. The firm will not work. Lack of public confidence. As we all know that the partnership does not publish their accounts. So people would not know about their profit and losses. So generally what happened, we do not prefer to invest our money in the firm. So that is a that can be known as the demerit of the partnership, because the public do not have faith, because they don't show the accounts to the public. So these are the topics that we have covered today.